Jersey. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 130 of the Bros Talking Soccer podcast, our second to last one live on YouTube here. We will still have videos, but sadly, they will not be live for the foreseeable future. I'm here with my two brothers, Christian and Matt. Christian, hello.
Hello.
Matthew, hello.
Hello.
That's what they look like. I'm not sure if you could hear that in the background. My name's Dave. I can't remember if I said that. I'm the eldest Knittle brother, and we're here to chat about what's happening in American and European soccer. Matt's rocking our Bros Talking Soccer kit, long sleeve tee. Christian is rocking an LBF shirt, I believe.
Correct.
All right, and I'm rocking a jersey from the Football Kit Box that we had on as an interview.
This is a podcast about shirts.
Yes, this is a podcast about soccer
shirts.
Yes, exactly. BTSS. But on today's podcast, we're going to talk about Pep and coaching for the cameras, lack of transfers for LFC, Vela and Ibra, no Juve in FIFA 20, yada, yada, yada. We got some more here. Guys, are you excited? Are you ready to talk some soccer?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right. If you're joining us live, please feel free to leave a comment. Or if you're watching in the future, still leave a comment. Let us know your feedback, your thoughts, questions, concerns, and I would happily answer them. Christian, you look enthralled and ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Matt, you ready?
No, I'm just enthralled.
Welcome to episode 130 of the Bros Talking Soccer podcast. My name is Dave Knittle, and I'm here with my two brothers to discuss American and European soccer. That's our new little tagline there. Christian, hello. How are you doing today?
David, I am doing just great. Thanks for asking. Guess what I won yesterday?
I think
Can
I know
you
the
guess?
answer. I know the answer. I watched it live.
I know. So I was live on Facebook yesterday, winning the Castle League and the Kelly Cup with my team FC Misconduct in our Saturday league. So amateur cup. So not a huge deal, but big deal for us. And it was a fun night. So got to join in the celebrations. Dave was watching live. I think Matt was watching for a little bit live as well in Texas. But the stream I heard wasn't the best. So it's all right. Yeah, that's what I've heard. But, I'm happy. I was out in the sun all day, both days, even though it's been 100 degrees here. So I'm a little beat, but you're living it up with the trophy, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, you're looking nice and tan, Matthew. You look like you have something to say.
Yeah, I have a question. So I thought you guys were FC Misconduct, but why does the score line?
We're not.
Oh, you're not? You beat them.
Yep.
Okay, never mind. I misheard you then. I was like,
Did I say Misconduct?
No.
Okay.
You played Misconduct.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Misheard that. Never mind. The scoreboard makes sense now.
Okay. So I will say, I got to shout them out. The fact that they had commentators made it livable. So half the stream was fuzzy and the camera guy wasn't the greatest, but I appreciate them having the stream, but the commentators at least made it easier for me to follow on the West Coast. So I really appreciate that. And I was happy to watch you. I got some pictures of you. They're up on our Instagram at BT Soccer. I actually don't know what our Instagram is. I think it's bros.talking.soccer. I don't know. Search Bros Talking Soccer. You'll find it. Matthew, hello. How are you doing? You went to a match yesterday, Bayern versus Real. How was that?
That was incredible. I was sitting just like a couple rows back from the Bayern bench. So it was cool seeing like Lewandowski warm up like 10 feet from me. But the match was incredible. Both teams pretty much played, other than Lewandowski. I think it was pretty much Bayern's full strength team, and Real Madrid played their entire team. And they looked sharp yesterday. Like seeing it live, they both looked incredibly sharp. Seeing Hazard play for Madrid was just crazy. He's wearing number 50. I don't know if that is a preseason thing.
I think that's a preseason thing. I feel confident in saying that.
Because that threw me off. Oh, he's probably going to take Bale's number.
We'll touch more on that. Stay tuned, everybody.
Oh, okay. Did I ruin something? Sorry.
No, it's just, yeah. Okay. That's prepared.
Yeah. But, it was incredible.
All right, cool. Well, guys, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking.
I feel like sorry, I'm interrupting next. No one cares. I feel like this is the longest intro we've ever done and telling people about how our weekends and weeks have
Well, I like it because you guys actually did stuff. So I'm happy that you're actually sharing. So it's fun. I appreciate it, guys. I'm doing fantastic. Kristen, my wife, is back from her two-week sojourn. So I actually have another human being to talk to and interact with. So that's been fun today. And other than that, I'm doing swell. The Union got a win yesterday. I got to watch Christian subscription win on Facebook. And so, yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Before we get into the podcast, a couple quick things. We're a part of the Big Heads Media Network. Forgot to mention that earlier. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for tons of awesome podcasts. We also have t-shirts for sale. I'm so pumped about this. So we have Bros Talking Soccer t-shirts finally for sale. We have $20 tees, which are certain styles. Both variations are high quality. In the past, I've said that the $25 ones are higher quality. I think that's a poor choice of words. Both shirts are really high quality. It's just the $20 ones are a slightly different fabric. They're a slightly different variation. They're kind of your regular tee, the V-neck, and then a women's cut. And then we have $25 tees, same exact design, but they have a slightly different material that makes them softer. So both are really cool. You can find them on our website, brostalkingsoccer.com, and we have links to them there. And $2 from every t-shirt sold will go to One Goal United, a soccer-related charity supporting philanthropic causes in inner cities and developing countries. So support us and support an awesome charity, and the t-shirts are absolutely awesome. Lastly, we started that. We talked about on a previous podcast, the Buy Me a Coffee thing. We did a Twitter poll and ultimately decided to call it Buy Us a Shot, because shot is, like a drink or something like that, but it also is a soccer term. You guys get it? Buy us a shot. Matt, shout you out for suggesting that. Matt, do you want to tell people what it is?
Shout me out.
Yes, shout you out. Whoever has their phone near their mic right now, please move it away from there. Matthew, do you want to tell people what Buy Me a Shot is?
So it's just a way for people to support the podcast. I don't know how in depth Dave wanted me to go with this, but I think he's going to explain it better in a second.
All right, I tried to involve you there.
Yeah.
Basically, if you go to our website, brostalkingsoccer.com, we now have an ability for listeners to support what we're doing here. So we looked into the Patreon model, which is more of like a monthly subscription. We give you access to certain features and things like that. We decided to go with this Buy Me a Shot model, which is $3 for every shot. You could buy us one shot. You can buy us 10 shots. You can buy us one today and one a year from now. No sort of ongoing commitment. It's just whenever you have a little bit of money and are feeling generous to help support us, do that. All the money goes to help support us, keep creating the show, create more things, cover costs and all of that. Because as much fun as we have doing this, there is costs involved, and we would appreciate it if you would consider doing that. So thank you to Soccer Noob who gave us some shots. We talked about that on the previous podcast, episode 129. And so he came through with his promise. So thank you for that. Also want to shout out James Rose from the Who Kicked the Corner Flag podcast. He also bought us a shot as well. So thank you both. And we appreciate everyone who has supported us on this. All right, guys, we've done a lot on the preamble here. Christian, what is our trivia question today?
The trivia question this week is going to be about the Barclays Premier League, and it's going to be, can you name the top 5 managers in terms of best points per game for managers who have had at least 100 games in the Premier League? So that's what we'll do.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Okay. So like 3 seasons. Okay, got
yes.
Okay.
Quick math.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that.
Okay. Wow, you're very confident over there. So, Matt, we'll go right to you now for Matt's Megs.
Excellent transition.
Wow. Thanks for that incredible transition there, Christian. Welcome, everyone, to Matt's Megs. Today we'll be talking, like always and now going forward, Manchester City and Liverpool Football Club. So we'll start with the City news. So Pep's kind of gotten a little bit of stick in the media this week after the West Ham game in China. City won 4-1, and there was a clip after the game of him aggressively coaching Alex Garcia. I think that's his name. He's came up through our youth academy center midfielder, but aggressively kind of shouting in his face after like an enormous win. And he's done this a couple times. I think it was Nathan, or is it Nathan
Redmond.
or Nathaniel Redmond?
Nathan.
A couple. Okay, I don't know. Like 2 years ago, kind of getting in his face to kind of encourage him after the game. Christian, I'll start with you. Do you think Pep purposely does this for cameras, or do you think he's just crazy passionate, or what's his angle here?
I honestly don't believe he's doing it for the cameras. I just think he's so involved in the game and really wants everything to just be right, and he's such a perfectionist that he's over the top studying and analyzing every single thing that somebody does in a game. And as soon as the game ends, he's just going to hop in and just get all that out immediately because he is so passionate about the game.
Okay. Do you think that would be better for the locker room, though? Because I mean, everyone
yes, 100% should be. But I don't think he's even thinking about it. I think he just has that on his mind right now, and he doesn't want it to fall out because he doesn't want to be doing it, I guess, in front of everybody in the locker room. So he'd rather do it in front of the whole world on camera.
Yeah. I mean, when you say it that way, I mean, he actually did coach in front of a camera and put it on Amazon for an entire year as well. So
That's true.
yeah. So now that we're like actually discussing it, I think it might be a possibility. But Dave, what's your take on it?
So I'm with Christian. I think it is a bit much. Like just watching it, it looks to be a bit much, but I think that's just him. That's just his personality. I don't think he's hamming it up for the cameras. He doesn't strike me as someone who's like really big on social media or trying to get like a media deal out of all of this. I think that he's just like a psychopath when it comes to soccer, and like that's just how he is. And if he sees something wrong, he needs to coach it. And he's a maniac.
Everyone that is watching this on YouTube, Dave describing a psychopath while looking like a psychopath was pretty great. But do you see any negative sides like to this? Because I know there was one game where Sterling, I think he scored 2 or 3 goals last year, and Pep kind of laid into him right after the game. He was like celebrating, and Pep was like yelling at him. Do you think there's any like negatives to that, or do you think the players are okay with it? Christian, sure.
Me to go? Okay. Well, specifically, I think Sterling needs to be yelled at. But other than that, I think there is no really,
let it go.
There's really no need to do that. No, not immediately following a game, especially with a big win. He just doesn't ever, I feel like he's never just truly happy until he's either won a trophy or that's it. Like he doesn't have any other like off button. As their season is still going on, if they're still fighting for something, he wants it to be perfect, and that is his style. You saw it at Barcelona, you saw it at Bayern, you're seeing it at City. He has a specific style of play that he wants to play, and yeah, it's kind of adjusted with the leagues and players that he's had over the years, but he really is just crazy for the game, and he has his mindset of how the game should be played, and he's made machines out of the teams that he's built. So if there is a cog in the machine, he wants it to be fixed, and that's just his personality.
Dave?
So I think that he's burned himself out at Barcelona and at Bayern. So I think that it does take a toll, but he has sort of commanded the respect, and players are okay with him doing this. I've never heard a player thus far, outside of maybe Ibrahimovic, say, really have complaints with regards to how Pep manages. So I don't think it really takes a toll on players that we've seen yet. I think he's burned himself out before we've had the chance to see him take its toll on the players. I do think eventually it's going to wear on players. I don't know if you can keep up that same intensity for 5, 6, 7 years, but I don't know if we're ever really going to see it because he just burns himself out before he can burn the players out, All
right. Last question about this. So do you think Pep's like goal in his head is to be the greatest manager ever? Or do you think his mentality, do you think it's just to win games? Because he's like so crazy about this. Like, I'm just curious what you think his end goal is. Christian, do you think it is like he's actually worried about what people call him? Or do you think he's just trying to win?
I mean, I think that is in the back of anyone's head that they do want to be the best, especially at the elite level that he's at. But I don't think that's why he's doing the things that he's doing. I think he truly is just very passionate for the game, and he's proven through his experience so far that he's able to do everything at an elite level. Yes, he's been at teams that have an extreme budget that they can buy any players they want, but he also is able to produce out of the youth academy, and he's proven that at each of the teams that he's been at. So he really is just a world-class manager and should be in the discussions at the end of his career. But I don't think that he's doing it because of that. I think he is truly just working to perfect the tactical sides of the game.
Okay, Dave?
I'm going to agree yet again with Christian here. I don't really think his legacy is factoring into his mind now. I think he just is trying to do as best as he can right now, and he wants to be perfect. And so again, I think a byproduct of all that will be a legendary legacy, but I don't think that's factoring into his mind right now.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else you guys want to add?
What do you think, Matt?
What do I think? So I think I guess I didn't talk about this. Answer this question. I talked about the other one. I think the way he acts is he does want to be called the greatest manager ever, whether he like takes the Sir Alex comparisons or not. Especially just being at City and he's at United. It's just like the way he acts, it seems like he just wants everyone to know he's the best at what he does because of how controlling he is. That's why I think it might be slight like intention of yelling at players in front of cameras and things like that. So that's the only thing I'll really add to that. Anything you guys want to say?
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I've said what I said.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say is, what is Kristen doing over there that you keep muting and looking at her?
No, I'm out of water and I'm trying to get her attention, but I think she's listening to something, so she can't hear me. So we'll deal with that during a break. So thank you, Christian.
After Dave passes out from dehydration, we'll take a quick break. All right. Okay, moving on. So Liverpool news now. So Klopp has said in the media that this will not be a transfer window with big spending. I think they've only brought in a left back, Vander something.
He's
I thought he was
back.
the center back. Yeah.
Oh, he's a center back. Okay,
Yeah.
It was one defender.
Yeah.
I think they signed another youth
And
player,
they
didn't
signed Elliott from Fulham, who's a striker. He's 17.
That wasn't who I was thinking of.
Okay. But they're not really bringing in big names. I mean, you see in the media that because Bale's leaving or Fekir again, those guys, but it doesn't seem like he's going to go after them. Dave, what are you going to say to that?
I saw Havertz was being
I saw
bandied
that too.
about, so I don't know. He would be a big signing, but continue, Matt.
Yeah. So, Dave, I'll just start with you. Do you think that, they might lose Klein, they might lose Sturridge? I know they're not, but they're just locker room guys. Do you think taking away veterans, people that have won trophies there, is going to take away from the team without bringing other people in?
No, I mean, they still have the majority of that core. I mean, Henderson's been there for a really long time, as has Milner, or Milner hasn't been there quite as long, but they still have guys, experienced guys, good locker room presences that I am not concerned about them losing Sturridge or Nathaniel Klein, especially with the talented players that they have coming up out of the academy and also with the young players that they're signing. The one area I do have of concern is that Mane and Salah have played a ton of soccer, and I don't know if we really have wing depth with at least the current system. I think it can probably be tweaked, and you can go more with central midfielders, and maybe Ox can play out there, but it's still different. I would feel a little bit more comfortable if you had one or two signings on the wings as, maybe not of that quality, but someone like Havertz who has flexibility to play anywhere along the forward line. That would be a pretty damn good signing, but I'm okay with Liverpool's transfer activity thus far.
Do you think, Shaqiri and I don't know if Origi can play out there or not.
They've tried to play Origi out there. I don't think he's been as successful. I think he's better starting as a center forward. I don't think he's been great as a sub either. Shaqiri is a different style of play than Mane and Salah. So yeah, I got it. I'll get there eventually, Christian. So
his name is Mo Salah.
Yes, I understand that. I just don't think that he really fits into that mold. He's a very creative player. He's good on the ball, but he doesn't have the pace and he's not quite as direct. So I think they could use someone like that.
Yeah. The only thing I would add on top of that is, I don't know if you've been watching any of the preseason games or following any of these youth players.
Not a second.
Okay. So Ryan Kent and Harry Wilson really have been playing extremely well on the wings for Liverpool, and they've started, I think, most of the preseason games so far. I think that they're players who can be exciting. I don't think they're ready to fill in the top talent. Obviously, Mane and Salah are clearly the best wingers that we have, and they will be for a while, but those are backups that could fill that role.
Yeah. So I know Dave was paying very close attention to what you just said, but so I'll go back to you. Do you think outside backs are a concern? Because do you guys really have any depth there?
I'm not very concerned about outside back, only because I think if we do keep Klein, because I haven't really read anything about him leaving yet. Sturridge, I know, is already gone. Klein, I think, is a great backup right back. He's good defensively. He's not as good going forward, but he can service what he needs to in that position. And at left back, I don't remember what this guy who's been starting is, but he's 18 years old and he looks very composed. And we also have Gomez who can fill in at left back. Not that that's ideal, but he can, and Milner can play there as well. So I think left back and right back are fine right now. I think that they could bring in someone probably for left back just as cover, but I don't think they're going to spend a lot to do it.
Okay, fair enough. Dave, do you have any outside back concerns?
No, I was trying to pull up the lineup to see if I could get the name of the left back. La Roche. Is that it, Christian?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Number 65. I mean, I have some slight concerns there. I mean, if Andy Robertson goes down, there's quite a big drop off to who the backup left back.
I mean, I would say the same with Trent if he goes down.
Yeah. Especially with Gomez, I don't like him as a right back. So I do have some slight concerns there, but not quite as much as I do with wing depth that I talked about earlier.
Isn't Robertson coming into the year kind of with a knock? Isn't he? I don't know if he's hurt, but I think he's a little bit injured now.
Yeah, he hasn't played in preseason yet, I don't think. So
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine, though, by the start of the season. It's still, 3 weeks away?
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Anything else you guys want to add about Liverpool?
No, I'm good.
There's so much I want to add, but I'll let you go.
All right. Last, actually, I'll do a little bit more about this. Top 6 this year. Which teams do you think are going to catch up to Liverpool and City?
None.
Like none? None at all?
Yeah, I don't think this year. I think they will eventually, but right now those two teams are superior.
What do you think about the gap? Like, when you say like none, is it going to be another what? Like
it's not going to be 20
points.
No, I would think it's probably going to be about 12 points still between second and third.
Okay, fair enough. Dave, you agree?
Yeah, I agree with everything Christian says. He's
my God,
been crushing it today.
So knowledgeable.
Yeah, Dave's just agreeing with you because he hasn't been paying attention.
Dave just keeps getting and looking.
Yeah,
he's always looking to the left or right.
No, I'm good.
Way he's looking.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. I think that's going to wrap up Matt's Megs. Thank you for joining me. Listen to a little bit of music, and we will be right back.
Nice. Good stuff, guys.
Yay.
How long was that?
I feel like that was pretty quick.
13:20.
Nice. Okay, that's perfect. So I have 4 topics on here, and I'm definitely not going to be doing all of those.
You can. Whatever. We went like an hour.
I do what I want.
Yeah, we went like an hour 20 last episode.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
It got decent amount of downloads. People like that.
Hey, babe, can you stop pushing buttons?
If you stop picking your face.
No, I'll pick my face if I want to.
I am on break.
All right, we can do it.
Okay, I'm recording again.
Okay, babe.
You guys do the stadium scene plug.
Check out our friends over at stadiumscene.tv. If you're going to any stadium for any sport in the US or Canada, they have information on what bars and restaurants to go to, where to park, what to do around the stadium, what events are happening in the area, and all that good information. Matt, what else do they have over at Stadium Scene?
So they also partner with content creators like ourselves and offer you things like blog posts, podcasts, YouTube videos, all that great stuff. Again, it's not just soccer. It's all sports in North America. And check them out, stadiumscene.tv. They're great.
They're great.
I gave a thumbs up, but I don't think my camera got it.
I got it.
I mean, I gave a thumbs up.
I seen it.
Cool beans.
Yay.
Sal,
which are the best? Sorry, go ahead.
So he said he's going to miss the live shows. So are we, man. They'll still be recorded. They'll still be up, but just won't be able to live interact.
So you can join our Skype, but you just have to mute yourself the whole time.
Yeah, maybe we'll offer that. If someone buys us 10 cups of coffee or 10 shots, we'll offer that as a bonus. Christian, you were saying something?
Yeah, which one of the... So I have 4 topics here. Which 3 should I do? What do you think? I'm definitely doing the first one. Unless you want to take that. Actually, were you going to say you take that for...
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, I can take it and it'll fit in here, but we can also... You wanted to talk about it, so we can just leave it this way.
Or we can just talk fast through the 4.
Yeah, it can also be like 20 minutes. Like my section, I'll try to keep it shorter, so I think we'll be good. We also don't have any listener questions this week, so...
All right, fine. We'll do it. We'll do all 4. We'll do all 4.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it. We going live? All right, so ready?
Beep. What's up, Matt? What's up?
Did you start? I was gonna say, should I grab a beer or nah?
Yeah,
you
go ahead, go.
I mean, I started it, but I can stop it.
It's serious technology you got there.
Yeah, go quick like a bunny.
I thought he was meditating for.
Quick like a bunny. Go grab a claw.
Go grab.
Yeah. Be whatever liquor you want it to be.
Is he?
Matt, he's up in his loft, he said. That's his like cave area. It's where he's got his Xbox and
wall behind him. What is that?
I think it's a hallway, right?
No.
I think that doesn't he go downstairs?
That's a
I actually
dark
don't know.
hallway.
I
That
think
was
it's
on
a
the left.
staircase. I don't know. Matt, well, he can't hear us.
Matt!
Yell. Matt, where are you?
Upstairs.
Upstairs. Okay,
So
that's what I
what's
thought.
around you right now? I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
So here's my scarves and jerseys dangling over the loft railing.
Wow, the sun's
There's a
still out.
bathroom. There's a beanbag, a bookshelf. I'm in a chair. My Ethernet
What's
cord's plugged in.
directly behind you? Is that
It's a
your like
hallway,
electric?
Boogie,
Boogie,
Oogie,
boogie,
Oogie.
boogie.
Yes. You can tell we're brothers. What's directly over your right shoulder?
A wall.
No, what is that
Is that
door
like
or thing?
something
Is that
on
your
the-
electrical thing?
Oh yeah, or like water heater.
Okay.
Thing.
All right. There you go. And then directly behind you is your staircase, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, we got it. We got it. All right. Now we have a tour of Matt's. This
Loft.
podcast is devolving.
You guys want
All
to
right.
see my basement? All right, ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to Christian's Corner. Everybody excited? I am. So let's begin with some MLS feuding between Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Carlos Vela. So the two of them have made comments about each other this week. First was Ibra saying, where was Vela when, or like Vela's in his prime right now. Look where he is. Where was I at his age? Right. So who's better? Okay, is me. Classic Ibra. I mean, there's nothing else to say on that, but I'll still get your opinions in a second. Vela then, after the game that Ibra scored a hat trick to win, came back and said, well, I'm still the best. Like, and it's hands down. Look at the stats. Dave, I'll start with you because you probably have been paying attention to the two of them a little bit more.
I'm sure Matt has just been following it closely.
What do you think about these two just feuding in the media, and who do you really believe is the more talented in the current environment, not when they're both in their primes?
So, I mean, I love it. I mean, it gives us something to talk about. I love just, a lot of times athletes can be just dull and boring in their comments to the media. So when we get, when we get feuding, I mean, it just adds fuel to the fire, adds fuel to the rivalry, which is budding. It's only 2 years old, but it's amazing. And so that's been fantastic. As far as who is the better player now, it's Carlos Vela. It's not even close. I mean, the stats speak for themselves. And also, I mean, LA, the way that they play is just so dominant on just getting the ball. LA Galaxy is just so dominant in getting the ball to Zlatan and just everything revolving around him. Whereas, Christian, I think we touched on this in the past. I think Vela fits into that system so much better. And I don't think it disrupts LAFC quite the way that Zlatan being there, for as good as he is, it kind of disrupts the rest of the Galaxy team. And I mean, he was absolutely fantastic. It's not to take away from his performance in El Tráfico, but Vela has just done it throughout the course of the year. And so I'm going to say Vela is the better player right now, which is what the original question was. He kind of just, he took the question, Ibra, and then just said, where was he in his prime, which wasn't the original question. But so I respect him for doing that. But right now, Vela is the better player.
Yeah, Vela has 21 goals and 12 assists. And I think, how many games? 20 games so far this year that he's played?
21, but it leads the league.
He's played 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but it leads the league in both.
That's ridiculous. Matt, what do you think about these comments between the two?
Well, I mean, it's good for the rivalry. I think that's probably the best rivalry, and just having those two stars is probably the best thing for the MLS at this moment.
MLS.
So, the MLS. So I think that's the best thing for that league at this time. But yeah, I kind of understand where Ibra's coming from, and he's probably saying it because he's not as mobile. But in terms of what he can do with a soccer ball, I mean, he probably can do more than Vela. It's just that he doesn't have the legs, or can't really keep up with play as well as Vela does. And I don't blame Ibra for saying he's better. I'm sure technically in certain things he can do with the ball still. Physically, he's better, but just conditioning wise, and kind of the way this league goes, it seems like Vela's playing better right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Carlos Vela is hands down the better player right now. I think Ibra still has incredible technique and is one of the top players in MLS, even at his age, which is a testament to how well he's kept his body together and just his natural ability to be a star. And for someone that size to be able to still move the way that he does is freakish. Dave, what was your comment?
Funny your choice of words. Natural. He scored a natural hat trick, one with his left foot, one with his right foot, one with his head. So yeah, I mean, just his technical finishing is just still off the charts. What is he, 37, 38 or something like that? Matt, you were going to say something a minute ago?
Yeah, I'm just giving you a heads up. My computer kind of gave me a no choice update in 12 minutes. So we'll see. I think I may have canceled it, but we'll see if I just disappear in 11 minutes now. So that should be fun.
All right. The other thing I just wanted to say, Vela is now second in the league. Maxi Morales picked up an assist, so I think he is leading the league. So Vela is second in the league in assists. But all right, Christian, back to you.
No, he's bad. All right. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Other than the two of them being rivals in the media, I think is unnecessary, but it does just add something for people like us to talk about in the media. We're media people,
hey, so huge media stars.
Yeah, so it's very, very entertaining to see the two. Ibra clearly was the better player over the course of his career. It's hands down. Not even going to discuss it. He's probably third among players. What the hell was that?
Chris is throwing silverware. She did enough of me demanding
she did
water.
Not like that I said that. Whoa. Yeah, Messi and Ronaldo clearly are the top two. Ibra may be the third best player of this generation that we've seen. Honestly, you could discuss that specifically going forward in the attack.
Just for his longevity. I mean, I might agree with you on that one. I mean, just it's so impressive.
What about like Xavi or Iniesta?
That's why I said as goal scorer, like attackers.
Oh, just attackers.
Yeah.
Ibra's done it in so many different leagues with so many different teams, and it's just so impressive. Like, I don't know. I might put him ahead of Xavi and Iniesta just for the length of his career and how he's been dominant everywhere he's pretty much been. So I don't know.
Would you put him ahead of Neymar?
Yes. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah. He's done it for 10 years longer.
Okay.
I don't think we can have this conversation until Neymar's career wraps up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll circle back. Bros Talking Soccer. Mark that down for 2029. We'll pick this conversation back up.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Anything else you guys have to add on this conversation here?
No, but we're 6.5 minutes in, Christian.
Okay, so we're probably gonna do 3 of these.
No. Let's do 4. I'm just giving you an update.
All right. So next topic we're going to talk about is FIFA 20 is losing the rights to Juventus
and Barcelona.
To PES. What?
I believe Barcelona as well.
No.
Did I mistake that?
Barcelona is partnering with them, but they do not have the exclusive rights to them.
My bad.
Nah, it's okay. So Juventus will be called Piemonte Calcio. So that'll be fun to say when you're playing with them or playing against them in FIFA. I think all of their players will also have different names. Like, I think, was it Barry Bonds back in MLB?
No. Players are a part of FIFA Pro, and FIFA Pro has the license, or FIFA Pro, however you pronounce it. So players will be in it. It's just Juve doesn't have the license.
Okay.
Also, it's Calcio.
Is it Calcio?
Yeah, Calcio.
Oh, that's even more fun to say. Piemonte Calcio. So that's a fun thing. Go to Matt first here, since he probably plays FIFA a little bit more than you do. Or just because that's the natural order of things. You went first last time. So, Matt, what do you think about Juventus moving strictly to PES and being out of FIFA 20?
Yeah, so it's weird because FIFA is so dominant, I think, in North America. So it's hard for me to kind of wrap my head around that. I'm not sure if PES is bigger in other parts around the world.
I think it's Asia is where it's more popular. I want to say Europe. FIFA has overtaken Pro Evolution Soccer, for those who may not know what PES is. I don't know if we mentioned that. So PES is Pro Evolution Soccer.
Dave, what does FIFA stand for?
It's French pronunciation. I'm not going to try it. You almost got me.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know like the kind of money that Juventus got from this, but I'm fine with it. If they brought in a lot of money to have those exclusive rights, I don't think it's going to affect the game that much. Ultimate Team, which is the game's biggest kind of product, it'll still have all the players in it, and they're saying like Game Face won't take any of the quality out of the game. I don't think.
Good, Dave. What do you think about this?
I'm disappointed. Juventus is one of the biggest global soccer brands, and FIFA is the game that I generally buy every year. It's the only game I buy every year. And It'll be disappointing not to have them in. I don't know. FIFA is so dominant around the world. I mean, I think this might potentially hurt Juventus almost as much as it hurts FIFA, or EA Sports, I should say. So I think it's an interesting move from them, and something I'm kind of disappointed to see, obviously, because I'm more of a FIFA fan than I am a PES fan. But I think ultimately both will be fine. It's just slightly disappointing.
Yeah, the one thing like I've noticed specifically is PES had the rights to the UEFA Champions League and the Europa League, and those moved to FIFA. It seemed like FIFA was pretty much getting all the rights to all the major brands in soccer, and it seems to have slightly taken a kickback here with or knockback. I don't know, kickback's the right word. With Juventus throwback, yeah.
Step back.
Step back, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
taking a step.
Step back works. Cool, Dave. Thanks.
Nickelback.
So I think it's going to be weird to not have Juventus, who you said is one of the biggest brands in soccer. But I'll ask Matt first again here. If it was Man City, would this force you to buy PES over FIFA?
No, absolutely not. I would consider it. I think I would download the demo every year thinking PES might get better. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. So I think, I would be fine with it. I know, especially having Ronaldo now, I think they might have a little bit of an advantage. Just, the Ronaldo stands, just following him around, because he does have that kind of aura.
Good word, Matt.
Thank you. But I don't think it's gonna hurt FIFA.
Okay, Dave, what do you think? If it was Liverpool, would it make you consider buying PES over FIFA?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I know. I mean, I play FIFA mainly for the career mode, but I like to use like a 4th division English team. So if they lose the English, 4 flights, maybe I might think about buying another game. But for the most part, no.
Got it. I mean, even the Bundesliga has 3 divisions now, and I'm sure that's just going to be growing more and more with every new edition of FIFA or PES that comes out. So I do agree FIFA is the bigger brand, specifically in America, and that's what I really have seen so far. I think in Europe, you were right that FIFA has overtaken PES. I'm very surprised Juventus went this route, but I guess they needed to collect money from somewhere, so they got it here. Anything else you have to add on this topic here?
Got to make that paper.
Do you?
Make that paper.
Paper.
Okay. So I will move on to a Real Madrid little struggle between a player and manager here. So we're going to Gareth Bale and Zinedine Zidane, who have had some feuds before, now outrightly saying that we hope he leaves soon. It would be best for everyone. We are working on a transfer to a new team. Specifically, Zidane is saying that about Bale. That seems a little bit harsh. Dave, what do you think about these comments?
So this was one of those that I read on Twitter from like those Twitter accounts that like, you don't believe that the quote is real. Then I saw ESPN FC tweeted the actual video, and like he legit said all of these things. Like, I can't believe it, honestly. I can't believe it. Like he legit said all of those things, and to just be so blunt, like I get where he's coming from, but to say it so bluntly in the media for everyone to hear, it was just like, oh my, like I can't recall ever kind of seeing this for a player that, like, I don't know. It wasn't like Carlos Tevez. He wasn't in like South America golfing or something like that. Well, I guess he's in Madrid golfing because that is kind of a part of all of this. Well, no, there is a portion of him, I guess, not fulfilling. But by all accounts, I mean, it's more just that they overpaid him on his contract and he's dealt with some unfortunate injuries and just hasn't broken through. But it's not like he's done anything like super egregious. So I get that they want him off the books, but this was just surprising from Zidane.
Yeah, if you guys watch The Champions on YouTube, you'll see Gareth Bale in there, and it's just hilarious. Highly recommend watching that if you haven't checked that out yet. Matt, what do you think about these comments?
Yeah, I think it's really harsh because I think Bale has done decent at Real Madrid. It's not like he's a complete bust. I think he's played like 100, or no, he's played like 260 games. He's got like 100 20 something goals and like 60 or 70 assists. I think it's somewhere around that. So I mean, he's played decent. He's won 4 Champions Leagues. He's won a couple other trophies. But that entire time, I was like kind of holding in a burp there. So
We could tell.
I may have sounded a little weird. Yeah, so I think he's getting treated unfairly, and I understand he was like that crazy price tag, but I'm trying to go back a couple more years to like when Kaká was there. Did he get treated like this?
Kind of.
When he
By
I don't
Mourinho,
remember.
though, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't remember it being as bad as this because it's been like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. They've been trying to get Bale out of that team for a long time.
Yeah, so I just think it's pretty ridiculous, and I think he's done all right with, even losing his spot a couple times.
And some of the goals he scored have been incredibly memorable for them. He had that goal in the
Copa del Rey.
Yeah, Copa del Rey, where he ran out of bounds. He beat the player. He had the bicycle kick against Liverpool, broke my heart. But I mean, he had that goal. I mean, he scored memorable goals and important goals for them. In addition to all of the things, Matt, you already touched on. I do think he's been treated a bit unfairly here.
Yeah. And I think one of the other parts, I don't know if this one was true. I didn't watch the actual video, but I saw like part of what he said. He's like, it would be best if he leaves today.
So I was just about to read the remaining part of the quote here.
It's like if he leaves right now.
So the next part of the quote was, I have nothing personal against him, which just seems hilarious because that's pretty much what exactly it is.
But your shit.
But there comes a time where things are done because they must be done. I have to make the decision. We have to change. The exit is the coach's decision and also the player who knows the situation. The situation will change. I do not know if it's 24 hours or 48 hours, but it will, and it's a good thing for everyone.
There is a slight amount of truth in that because, I mean, I think it would be good for Bale to move on at this point. I mean, he's getting just absolutely crucified by what it seems like the manager and the front office there, and it might be good for his psyche to move on. But at the end of the day, I'm sure for his wallet, I don't know if he can get those same wages elsewhere. So is it best for him to move on in his career? I don't know.
Yeah, and then in response, it looks like Thiago Alcantara from Bayern Munich said, if Gareth Bale wants to join us, any top player is welcome to come here. Do you think Bayern is a good location for him to go, Dave?
Maybe. I mean, they just lost Ribery and Robin. I know they have some up-and-coming wingers there, but it might be a fit. I never really considered that. The way that Bayern works, they're just way too strict about the way that they manage their books, and I don't know if they would really break their wage structure to sign him. Real Madrid would probably have to eat a large portion of their cost, but, I mean, he might be a fit there.
Okay. Matt, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think that would be great, but since you brought it up, and we're talking about Bayern, so I was at the game yesterday.
Did he play for Bayern?
Yeah, no, Bale did not play for Bayern. But I'll say when you watch on TV, you think the players are a little bit faster than you are. Then when you see them in person, their touches are just so perfect. But when we're talking about Bayern, Kingsley Coman is the fastest person I have ever seen in my life. And we talked about the stat last week with him dribbling. I completely understand why he's the best dribbler in the world. It was him just running by Carvajal anytime he wanted was ridiculous. Just want to throw that out there.
Cool. In-person insights. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was saying that when I saw Pulisic play, like he just looks so much faster than anybody, and I'm sure Coman's even faster than that. It must be just so crazy to watch them live because on TV they look fast, and like you said, like seeing it in person just changes your entire view on it and shows how much faster they really are.
I would say I'm pretty comfortable saying after drinking for the last 3 years and doing absolutely no physical training, I could catch Isco right now.
Matt, you've been drinking for far longer than 3 years.
Yeah, no, drinking with no physical activity.
Okay. All right. So any other comments? Do you want to talk about catching people when you're drunk, Dave?
No, I like to run away. Yeah, I like to run away from people when I'm drunk.
Yeah, that is a true fact.
Okay,
yeah,
so me and Dave are going to get drunk.
Yeah.
He's going to run. And
I'm going to chase Dave.
All right, we'll set it up when I visit you.
Okay.
All right. So anything else you want to add, Matt?
Mm-mm.
All right. So I hope you're enjoying that White Claw over there. I think that's what you're drinking.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws.
Okay. So we're going to move on to my last topic here. And it's going to be about Daniel Sturridge, who, former Liverpool player, still is without a club, I believe. Is that correct?
I think so too. I could have sworn I saw Rangers announce him, and then I saw someone tweet about West Brom signing him, but I haven't seen an official announcement. So I think you're right, Christian.
I'm pretty sure he has no club still. So he was charged with 11 accounts of betting. Betting. What do we call this? Misconduct, I guess. Stupid misconduct. He lost yesterday. So he that's who we beat in the Casa final. For those of you who didn't understand that joke. Yeah. So he had 11 accounts of this that he's being charged with, I guess, and they're bad. So what he did was give information out to his friends and family. He didn't do any betting himself. Matt, I guess I'm starting with you this time. What do you think about this, especially considering he's getting a $75,000 fine as well as a 6-week ban?
I'm fine with that. I mean, we that one podcast a couple months ago. I've spoke about my thoughts on insider trading or insider information.
And mom and dad got upset with you.
Dad liked it.
Yeah, mom was frustrated that you didn't understand the concepts of insider trading.
No, I'm fine with it. That's what I'm saying. I'm fine with it in general. Like, I mean, he got caught. He's paying his suspension and his fine, but will he do it again? I don't know. Maybe.
Who was the one who got charged with like 1 million of them?
Wasn't it Joey Barton?
It's Barton.
Joey
Barton. I couldn't think of his name. I could picture his face.
And Paul Scholes got a couple.
Paul Scholes did as well, but he got in trouble because he was the manager in doing that, right? I think it was a little bit different. Yeah. All right,
yeah,
Dave, what do you think about the Sturridge specifically?
Yeah, so if I refresh my memory, this is the one where he was like talking to family members and he wasn't like advising them, but he was just telling them what was going on and they were using that information to bet. Correct. So I'm ultimately fine with this. Yeah, I mean, it seems slightly hefty, but I think it makes sense. So the 6-week start, does it start from the first match? Is he out of preseason? How does this work?
I thought it said he could resume 10 days, like on the 31st.
What?
Of July?
Yeah.
So is his suspension over the summer?
I thought I saw today, maybe it goes into effect on the 31st, or he's able to play on the 31st.
Okay.
One or the other.
Either way, the 6 weeks probably isn't a huge deal. The $75K is probably right. I don't think it should have been more because at the end of the day, this is him talking to people that he trusts. And like, if I was a professional soccer player and I was like telling you guys about my life and then you guys like use that information to bet and profit, like, I don't know. I feel like that's really on you guys rather than it would be, reflected back on me. So
how dare you talk about it?
Yeah, I would feel upset if I was him. So I think that this is a fine slap on the wrist.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So what happened was he's taking 2 of his weeks from July 17th to July 31st, and then the remaining 4 weeks will be August 31st through the first 4 weeks of the season.
Got it.
Or I guess for the first 4 weeks of September, not actually the season. So that's how they broke out his suspension, and he has $75,000 fine. For me, I think that is probably the right amount of time and the right amount of money for suspension. I do sympathize a little bit because he was probably just talking and was at a party and just talking to friends and family, but you probably shouldn't be doing that, especially if you're that close to the club and you know what stuff's going on behind the scenes. So it's harsh, but I think that is the reality of the situation, and they just want to cut that out because betting is a large part of soccer, especially in Europe. So I'm perfectly fine with it. Matt, anything else you have to add on this topic?
No.
Okay. David?
I'm good, Christian.
All right. So that'll wrap up Christian's Corner here, unless you guys want to chat about anything else.
No, I think we're well into Christian's Corner.
Do we have
I think we've had enough.
Any comments online, Dave?
We do. So Drew just wanted to say congratulations on winning the cup.
Well, thanks, Drew. You are the best.
There you go. And then Sal was saying Pez is more popular in Japan. So I think it's made by Konami, which is a Japanese company. And so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So thank you for the comments,
guys. Sal. And thanks, Drew. So that'll wrap up Christian's Corner here. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be back with Dave's Domestic Dive right after this.
Oh, you got it right.
Wait, it's
Nice.
not. It's
Dave,
only
Domestic
Dave
dive.
domestic dives.
Dave's domestic dive. For those watching the podcast on YouTube, go check out Jet Up Bleeding Green, a podcast about the New York Football Jets on Big Heads Media. That'll be the podcast ad that is going on here. Also, you saw me laughing hysterically here. I look over to my right. Kristen is like putting on lotion and she's just like rubbing her legs, and that just like completely threw me off. So I'm glad you went to Matt first on that last one because I was losing it because I didn't know what you were doing over there.
I never know what she's doing back there.
I don't know what she's doing over there. Seattle, Portland. So Dedrick Davis is here. Seattle, Portland over 3. Does that mean over 3 goals in that game?
Yeah.
I think I would say over.
Is that insider trading?
No, I would say over. I think
I'm going over.
I think I predicted that one 2-1. So I guess I have it
3-2, and I went 4-3, or was that a different game?
You know what? You might be right. I think I still have it up. Yeah, I could see that one ending up with a lot of goals.
I'm going over.
Yeah, both attacking teams. I value the attacks better than the defenses, and so I could see that one getting multiple goals. Also, Portland played midweek, where Seattle didn't, so might have a little bit of tired factor. It's at Seattle. Yeah, I feel comfortable saying over if you're going to ask me to make a decision. Matt, what do you think? Because you're the expert.
Over. Oh, no, first of all, what kind of question is that? Just betting in general. If you go under, you're boring. Smash the over 1,000% of the time. 1,000% of the time.
Okay, there you go. There's Matt's betting advice. So many good episode names. Pulled a Pete Rose. Triple D's sounds much better for Dave's domestic dive. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh yeah, I predicted 3-2. So yeah, I'm saying the over on that one as well.
Can she go?
No, I am happy to have her back, so she can stay. All right. Huh? I love you. I love that you're back, baby.
Does she know you're recording a podcast? Can you tell her to comment?
I don't know, but I love that you're sitting in the pitch black, Matt. And I also like that your computer didn't update. So Matt's computer didn't update.
Yeah. So when I started this, it was daytime, but now it's not daytime.
Wow,
daytime, nighttime, daytime.
Okay, all right. This is enough of this.
Daytime.
All right, sorry, viewers. We have gone way off the rails. We're getting silly here. All right,
We're in a break. What do you mean? Come on.
Yeah, but people are still watching just because we're in a break.
They're having fun, Dave. We're having fun. They're having fun.
Oh,
Let it be.
I just close out of the wrong thing.
You're still here,
No,
so
I didn't.
probably not.
Okay. No. I never mind. Welcome, everyone, to Dave's Domestic Dive. 2 topics for us to talk about today, starting off with everyone's favorite topic, the Leagues Cup. The made-up tournament between Liga MX and MLS is expanding. It's what we've all been demanding, and we're so excited about this. This year, it is 4 teams from each league. Next year, it will be 8 teams from each league. I don't know how Liga MX is going to qualify, but MLS is saying the top 4 teams from each conference that doesn't qualify for the CONCACAF Champions League will get entered into this tournament. Matthew, what is your take on this tournament? Are you excited about it? Now with it being expanded, does it add a bit more legitimacy to it? What do you think?
So it's so tough for me because the MLS is so different than kind of all the other leagues with, the playoffs. And I know I said the MLS, and I will continue to say it.
You can say whatever you would like, Matt.
But I kind of like that it's expanding to 8 and 8. It's just I want to be competitive with Mexico, kind of with soccer, and I feel like that's a good way to do it because national team games only come so often, and it's. No, I just like it. I think that's our biggest rival. I think it's going to be more competitive. And I think that's what fans in America probably want to see more than typical MLS games because we have so many Liga MX fans in America. Does
it diminish CONCACAF Champions League play for you at all, or
how much more can it be diminished?
Okay, that's a fair point, Christian. What are your thoughts on this?
Competition makes me want to take this little pencil and stab my eye. I think that this is the dumbest little fucking competition that we've ever dealt with. There's no reason for it. I think CONCACAF Champions League, as we've discussed, needs to be blown up, and it needs to just become the
good
big
way, like
in a good way.
promoted
Yeah.
more,
It needs to
right?
be, yes, sorry.
Yes.
Do not explode it.
Poor
This
choice of words.
competition can be blown up. That competition needs to be blown up. So that's the difference.
What?
The emphasis can make.
I did not pick up on that.
Everyone else did, Dave. Come on.
Okay, that's a
Dave,
me thing.
You're the only one. Yeah. So yeah, I just don't think this competition is necessary. I think that's too many teams in too many competitions. They're playing an unnecessary amount of games. There's already a lot of travel in MLS. And I'm sure in Liga MX is the same thing. There's more travel. There's no reason to be adding these games other than just for fun. Like they're really just doing it to create a competition that has no history. Obviously, it's brand new and is unnecessary. I think CONCACAF Champions League is the competition that should be promoting these types of competitions.
So competition not having history, I get to an extent, but I mean, everything has to start at some point, right? So I can kind of get okay with that. The one thing that I think somebody speculated, I think it was MLS Buzz, the Twitter account, RSL has come out and Mike Petke has said that RSL is taking this competition very seriously, which the Twitter account speculated that would mean that the prize money is a lot greater in this competition. If the prize money is, say it's double or even triple CONCACAF Champions League, does that add legitimacy to the competition, Christian?
I guess so, but the CONCACAF Champions League should be getting that money. That's how I feel. Like, that is not just US and Mexico. That's every country in CONCACAF. And that's the competition that everyone should be focusing on. Yes, the US and Mexico have the top leagues in the region, but there are other teams in that competition who can make runs, and they should be given that chance.
So I'm playing devil's advocate here, Christian. I'm 100% in your camp as well. Matt, any other thoughts on this? What about the prize money? Does that, you were already kind of in favor of the competition anyways, but does that support you in any other way?
I'm trying to think. I mean, increasing money will just always kind of make it a bigger priority, but I'm trying to think. Has any other? I know Liga MX has won CONCACAF Champions League like every single time, right?
Since it rebranded as CONCACAF Champions League. So the Galaxy and DC United won in 1998 and 2000 when it was under a different competition format and name.
Okay, so what, like these other leagues, has anyone gone to like the semis or even things like that? They have made
Houston
runs.
made the semis this past year.
No,
he means
US.
from like Costa Rica or something like that. Yeah, I'm certain. Definitely a Costa Rican team. I don't know if any others have, but I don't know the answer, Matt. Okay. In recent memory, it's been pretty much all Liga MX and MLS.
Okay. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of in favor of this. It's just competition, and I think it's what we want to see. We're not built for like Champions League. Like North America isn't the way Europe is, and we don't have like the fan bases or kind of just the interest in it right now. I feel like this tournament could get interest fast.
I guess, but I don't know. I'm still with Christian that I think if you just poured more resources into CONCACAF Champions League and just made that a bigger deal,
yeah, but
I think you would get the same benefit.
How do you get these other leagues competitive?
You have what? You just it doesn't. That's not what we're saying. We're saying the infrastructure already exists with the CONCACAF Champions League. They have to put the money in and use the promotion that they're doing for this new competition and pour that into the Champions League.
Because that is basically already Liga MX versus MLS anyways, right? Yeah. And arguably it's the better teams from each of those leagues anyways, right? So the top 4 teams, which generally speaking are the top 4 teams in MLS, depending, at least the top 3 teams in MLS will qualify for CONCACAF Champions League, and then the Open Cup champion is sort of a crapshoot. But they're all already going to be competing in CONCACAF Champions League. So this competition is basically almost the Europa League version, but it might have more prize money and a little bit more prestige, which isn't making sense to me. And that's where my frustration comes in.
Well, is it getting like TV rights?
I think so.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know the specifics. Well, so then who's ever behind this and is getting TV rights for that, why can't you do it for CONCACAF Champions League? Why can't the sponsorship money go into that competition? Why can't you blow that up bigger? Because in the CONCACAF Champions League, I mean, if you have more countries involved, theoretically, that would be, I guess, so there are different business metrics that you could.
So here, let me riddle you this one, David.
Okay, Matthew, I'm ready.
So would you rather watch 6 U.S. versus Mexico games or just 6 U.S. games against CONCACAF teams?
So in all likelihood, at least 4 of those would be versus
no.
MLS.
I'm saying like just national teams. Just like, would you rather watch 6.
Oh, national team? Okay, that wasn't clear from your question. So, U.S. men's national team versus Mexico?
Yeah. Would you rather watch that 6 times, or would you rather watch just U.S. play 6 other CONCACAF teams?
Probably Mexico.
Yeah. So I think just like, I mean, most people don't follow MLS. It's basically like the people's thought is just on Mexico. I feel like if you make our leagues competitive, that'll make it, I don't know. Like, I feel like people will care so much more because they're so kind of set on beating Mexico. And I think if you can get any sort of wins, that'll be the best for American soccer.
That's like saying you wouldn't want to watch the UEFA Champions League. You'd only want to watch England play Spain.
No, because Germany wins, Italy wins. Porto's got to win in kind of recent memory.
Really?
France, PSG.
Recent memory, 2004?
That's I can remember like.
Why are you holding up your fingers?
Was it 2003?
No, 100% 2004.
2003, 2004. I don't know. I just went with both of you. But, I mean, over there, it's just actually more competitive, and it's not the same teams winning every single time.
Well, it's more competitive because there's more money spread out, right? And so
that's going on for hundreds, like over 100 years.
I know.
Just like soccer and that culture.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, we've had soccer here for over 100 years as well. It's not exactly the same, and it's been very stop-start. But regardless of that, I think that, again, I think that just investing in a bigger competition. So this past year, I actually followed CONCACAF Champions League more than I ever have in the past. And it was a ton of fun watching the Panamanian team destroy Toronto FC. And we don't get that if these other leagues are excluded from that competition. And so that's where I have issues with this whole sort of Leagues Cup.
Yeah, but my only thing Canada.
My only thing with this is if this competition really did grow and was offering more money and then ended up kind of becoming the CONCACAF Champions League, inviting other nations in and just kept growing that way, then fine. And it replaces the CONCACAF Champions League, that I'm fine with because I just want the competition to be a Champions League. Like that's what it should be.
Yeah. And that's where I kind of agree with you. So a couple comments here. Sal has chimed in and said ESPN is running all the games for the Leagues Cup. And then Sal's also expecting B and C squads from MLS teams just because of when this competition falls in the year. But Sal, again, Mike Petke has come out and said that they're going to take that competition very seriously, which again, I can't for the life of me make sense of because again, they're fighting for playoff spots, RSL. And so for them to take that competition seriously would be idiotic from my perspective, unless they're getting $5 million or something like that for win. But I don't know. It's going to be something interesting to follow. Again, I would prefer it be invested in CONCACAF Champions League, but we'll see what happens with all of this. Guys, anything else to add on this, Matt?
No.
Christian?
Nope.
That was a great discussion, guys. I'm very happy with that. That was excellent participation. You should give yourself a pat on the back. You guys have earned it.
When you come to visit, can you bring some gold stars?
Oh, absolutely. I'll also bring you some stickers.
The gold star stickers?
Gold star sticker. No, Bros Talking Soccer stickers. If you would like some, hit us up on Twitter at BT Soccer Pod, and I will send you some. Matthew.
Do I have to request them through Twitter, or can I get those? Because those are cool.
Yeah, sure. Yes, request them through Twitter. Send me your address.
How big are those?
I'll write you.
Will they fit on my phone?
Yes, they'll fit on your phone if you don't have one of those pop-up things. What that I have. I don't know what this is called.
Oh, the popper?
The stand?
That thing. Yeah.
The socket, pop socket.
Yes, there you go. Next topic we are talking about here, but hit us up on Twitter if you want some stickers. I send a handwritten note to everybody who requests stickers, and we'll get you some stickers if you would like them at PT Soccer Pod. Last thing we want to talk about here in Dave's Domestic Dive, the USL, the second division well, actually, they manage the second, third, and fourth divisions in the United States. There has been some tension between USL and MLS over the last year. I want to say the Philadelphia Union's affiliate team, Bethlehem Steel, is definitely adding to that tension by them playing in college stadiums with no locker rooms and just have folding chairs on the sidelines. But USL has come out and basically said that they would like all MLS second teams that are playing in the championship division, so that is currently the second division in America, to be dropped to League One by 2021. MLS has said that they don't want that to happen. They like the higher level of competition in the championship. And so we have this sort of showdown setting up between what USL wants and what MLS wants. Christian, What do you think are the benefits to teams staying in the second division versus dropping down to the third division?
I'm very confused about this question.
I'm so
but
confused.
Yeah,
So MLS
think I
reserve
under-
squads,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard
Our
the Championship, League One, the second division, and the third
I know.
division.
This is why I hate that USL branded things this way, but it's basically the same as England, right? So
Okay.
the second division
It's the
is
championship. Yep.
the championship,
Okay.
and League One is the third division. So what are the benefits to MLS second teams? So Bethlehem Steel, affiliate teams, Toronto 2, staying in the championship or dropping to League One. I'll say it like that.
What are the benefits?
Yeah. What? So
It'll be a higher level of competition, and they'll be able actually to see if they're able to play at the highest level. There are affiliate teams where you send a lot of your reserve players from from MLS.
The MLS.
And I was going to say the top teams and MLS at the same time. So you definitely want them to be getting experience at the highest level of competition that is possible. And so if you're playing them in the second division versus the third division, there's more money, first of all, and there's better competition. And that's where you want your players to be playing to get that experience and build up to be ready for MLS matches and then maybe grow from there.
From USL's perspective, then the drawback is that these second division teams, they draw less than 2,000 people per game. I think the average in the championship is over 7,000. The atmosphere is completely dead. You have teams like Atlanta United that don't roll out really a strong lineup, and they just are getting absolutely killed in most matches. So what do you think about it from USL's perspective, Christian? Do you understand why they're upset with MLS?
Yeah, I mean, if they're not taking it seriously, then that's yeah. MLS is not promoting their second teams, and they're not doing a good job of getting fans out for the most part. I know the Union definitely promote Bethlehem Steel all the time, and I see that just on a firsthand account because they play in the same stadium now. But I just think that USL would be upset with MLS because they're not really doing a good job of taking the competition seriously. It's not really seen as a legitimate competition other than that's where our reserves will play.
Matt, what do you think about this whole situation?
Okay. So I think teams should be able to have their, I guess, their reserve team or whatever in the second division. So hold up, I got confused. Let me think real quick what I was trying to say. Championship, one right below the MLS. Because I mean, over in Europe, you can have in Spain, especially with Barcelona's team, and I know it's completely different with their academy and what they're able to produce. But it works so well with them being able to compete and Barcelona bringing those players from what was it? It's La Liga B or something like that. I actually have no idea what it's called. It's called Barcelona.
Segunda?
Yeah,
is it the Segunda division?
Yeah.
Division.
Sure. So it works well there. I think if teams just invest in, it's just the parent club has to invest more deeper in. And I don't know if I wanted to say MLS, but I didn't want Dave to have that satisfaction. So I'm gonna say I don't know if the MLS it just has that kind of money to focus on second teams.
So first off, I've already said I'm okay with whatever you want to call it. If you want to say the MLS versus MLS, that's fine. The second piece of this is that I think that the Union really had the best setup. And so they had their team, train and play down in Chester, so just south of Philly. And then the games were actually played up in Bethlehem. And so they had it was an affiliate, and they controlled all the soccer operations, but it really did feel like a separate brand, and they were attracting more people when they were playing in Bethlehem. I think we're seeing some of that with other MLS teams that have tried to do that. The Tacoma Defiance for Seattle has tried, I think it was Defiance. The Tacoma team has tried to do that. Now they're rolling out just players that are probably far too young, and they're getting challenged, but they're not doing well this year. But I like the model of that versus the Steel playing in the Union Stadium, which is way too big for them. I think that Loudoun has done something really interesting where they built like a modular stadium, and it's smaller, it's different, it's out away from DC United, and I think that might be a better model to follow, because at the end of the day, I do think that MLS 2 teams do serve a better purpose as far as development by playing in the second division, so in the championship. By dropping down to the third division, I just worry that the level of play is just going to be too low, and it's not going to be good for development. So I would love to see them stay in the second division, but make more of a business commitment to really warrant them staying in the second division. So that's where I kind of fall down. Christian, Matthew, actually, you look like you have something to say.
No, I really had nothing. I mean,
oh, okay. You're just holding okay. You just had your hand by your face. Looked like you were holding up your fingers. Christian, anything else you would like to say?
No, I just agree with that. I think MLS has to do more. Matt got in my head, and now I'm going to say it all the time. MLS has to do more to promote the second division, and that is really what it comes down to. And the business aspect of it is the main piece that is still missing. They have to do more, and I think that we will see it over time. And side note, I was in Bethlehem Steel's locker room yesterday, getting ready for my final, so that was fun.
Very cool. How was it?
It was nice. It's nice in there. It was really cold on a 100-degree day. They really keep that place air conditioned. They got all the names on the wall for each locker is somebody's name, which is really cool to see. And, they had the TV so we could watch the last 10 minutes of the Union game as we got ready.
Very cool. That's awesome.
And the mascot was in there without his uniform on, or whatever. Costume? What are we calling it?
Does he wear anything underneath that?
He's just naked.
Yeah, no, he was clothed. Not much, but he was. And
he's got to be so sweaty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then he put it on, and he's like, "You guys want to take pictures with me?" And we were like, "No." You can leave. So we got to see Spyro the Dragon without his costume on.
There you go. Sal is chiming in with some interesting points here on YouTube. And so he lives in Los Angeles, and he said Los Dos, which is the LA Galaxy's second team, he said it could be better. They do offer like $2 tacos and beer, helps bring people in, but it's more of a family-friendly environment. And we see that with minor league sports in America, where it's more trying to focus on family-friendly things. You can call it kind of gimmicks, but hey, sometimes it works for lower division soccer. And I think MLS teams could do better with, again, some of the business things to draw people in and have more fun. So I think that's something that they need to apply, because I do want the MLS second teams to be in the second division in the championship. Matthew.
Phoenix Rising, I think, is 16-0 and
12
on
12.
12
Yes.
12-0 on Dollar Beer Night now.
Yes, shout out DJ Fluck from Stadium Scene. He often keeps us updated on that on our Slack channel, because he lives in Phoenix and he goes to a lot of the games.
I actually follow Phoenix Rising more than any other American soccer team because I have a friend.
Because it's Joey.
Yeah, Joey. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So we went to high school with one of the players. Christian, you had something else you would like to say?
Did I?
I don't know. You were holding your hand up. All right, guys, we got to work on our nonverbal communication for the podcast in the future. Christian, what was our trivia question?
Trivia question this week was which 5 managers in Premier League history have the highest win per game percentage?
I have to name 5, right?
I guess points per game, I guess is how we'll say that. And having played over 100 games, or managed over 100 games. Sorry, not played.
Okay.
Matt, would you like to go first since you're talking?
Sure. All right. So let me take a pep. Is there a Fergie on the board? Klopp, Mourinho, Wenger.
You were very, very close. You got. I'm not going to actually tell you that. Dave, go first.
Well, I clearly got.
Clearly, yeah. So I'm going to say Wenger drops out just because, especially towards the end of his time. I know he had the invincible season, but I'm just going to say because he was there longer, I'm going to say he's going to be the one that drops out. And I mean, because it's points per game, I'll say Pochettino. I'll just throw him in there as the one that replaces. Coach? Oh yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about his time there. Well, I'm still going to stick with it, and I know that that's probably wrong now.
It's definitely wrong. The last one, so in order, Matt got them almost right.
Yeah, so I didn't go in order. So I would say Pep first, okay. Ferguson 2, Klopp 3, Mourinho 4, and then whoever is 5.
Okay, you both switched Mourinho and Klopp. It is Pep, Sir Alex, Jose, Klopp, and then Roberto Mancini is number 5.
Okay, so Wenger was the one that dropped out.
Wenger was the next one on the list. He is number 6, followed
That's
by Pellegrini, Pochettino, Rafa Benitez, Kenny Dalglish, and Roy Evans.
Oh, so Pochettino was up there.
Yeah, he was. Was he 6, 7, 8?
Okay, so it wasn't absurd that I put him at 5. You
No,
guys
it's
made me
pretty absurd.
seem like.
Top ever.
Who did you say? Oh, you said Wenger. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. So the top 5 is 2.05 is 5th, and he's got 1.82. So it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
All right. No,
I'm. What a
That is a
1 point.
you guys are trying to
What a
shame me for
one-pointer.
picking Pochettino. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Shame
Get
shame
out
to
here.
you.
That
All right,
one
everyone.
pointer.
Thank you so much for being here and listening. If you like what you heard here, please leave us a review on iTunes, 5 stars, and just a written review goes an incredibly long way. So if you take a less than a minute to do that, it would greatly help us out, and we would really appreciate it. We have t-shirts for sale, as I mentioned. Go to brostalkingsoccer.com. Support us, support an awesome charity in One Goal United. They're $20 or $25, depending on which shirt you like. And go do that. Christian, can you tell people about our Slack channel?
I would love to. So if you're looking to just have some conversations with Dave, myself, Matt, if he wants to join, and the rest of our community in a, I guess, chat room type of feature, join Slack. And we have a bunch of different categories in there, or channels as they're called, where you could talk about the top 5 European leagues. We got MLS on there. We got Liga MX. We got international soccer, transfer rumors, all that good stuff. We also have a general category where you could talk about anything you would like on there. So there's probably about 5 or 6 people who are very active on the reg on that site. And
Close to 10, I would say. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say on a daily activity is probably about 6 people. And yeah, we'd love to have you involved. So if you're looking to get involved, tweet at us at BTSoccerPod or email us at bros.talking.soccer@gmail.com.
Matt, what's our website?
Our website is www.brostalkingsoccer.com. There you can read about just our past life, everything we have gone through to this point. Before we became mega famous media personalities.
Our past
yeah.
and our current lives.
Yeah. No, past.
No.
And you can find past episodes. What else can you can find our store link there, where we have our sweet merch, old shirt, but you get the idea. And there's also an Amazon store link where it's no additional charge to you. You do your typical Amazon shopping. You just go through there. We just get a small percentage, and it really helps just support the show.
And what's the new thing that we just added, Matt?
Buy us a shot. Something I definitely need. So if you ever want to buy me a shot, go right ahead.
Yeah, so $3 for every shot, and it goes to just help support the podcast. So consider doing that. Christian, any final words here?
I was just enthralled the whole time, and I'm so glad to be here, Dave. I know you told me I looked enthralled at the beginning, so I'm just telling you now, I was.
Okay, well, that was off air, or not off air, but I think that was before we went live, so that'll be fun for podcast listeners to get.
That was definitely...
It was while we were recording, but it was before we went into what was actually going to be in the podcast. So people might be a little bit confused, but I'm glad that you're enthralled and we're engaged throughout this. Matthew, any final words from you?
No.
Listeners, viewers, people that have joined us live on YouTube, thank you everybody for being here, for listening to us. I hope you have a great rest of your week. We have 2 interviews coming up this week, and look for them Wednesday and Friday as always. And we'll be back with our final live YouTube broadcast next Sunday. So make sure to join us for that. Again, subscribe on YouTube, and thank you again. Have a great week, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. See ya. And Sal and Drew, thank you guys for being here and for interacting with us as we've gone along here. Send in your episode names if you have any suggestions. Right now, the 2 leading ones are Nickelback, and the second one is Ain't No Lulls While Drinking Claws. I think that is definitely leading the pack for me. Guys, what do you think? Christian and Matt?
Ain't no laws.
Oh wait, are you talking about the podcast names?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I've been texting you some too as we went.
Oh, okay.
So
I like that one probably, but it was not when we were recording. That was
Oh,
in
no,
between.
it was.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Are you sure? I'm pretty. No, it was definitely in Christian's corner.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Nickelback was as well. Matthew, what are you gonna say?
So I actually just hopped on the White Claw wave this weekend. So it's got a reputation. The wave, you see the wave?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got a reputation for being like the douchiest drink because they're like 100 calories, 2 carbs, 2 grams of sugar. So it's like the healthy thing. Everyone's like super into them.
Okay.
And I just hopped on and I'm ready to be a complete douche about these. So
Okay. So is your vote for Ain't No Laws While Drinking Clauses an episode
yeah,
name?
and I
Okay.
like if you don't drink White Claws, I'm gonna shame you.
Okay. All right.
Ugh,
There you
they're
go.
so
And
gross. I hate
They're
them.
so gross, other than like the lime and the mango.
okay. All right. So
That's funny because I feel like everyone talks about the lime being the worst one.
Dave, what do you think?
I've never had these, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
This is quality content here.
Okay. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for watching. Drew and Sal, thanks for being here. Yeah, and let us know your thoughts on episode names. And this will
White
be up.
Claws.
And White
your thoughts.
Claws.
Yeah.
At BT Soccer Pod. Let us know over there. All right. See you guys.